Howdy everyone. So it's a nice Friday morning in Canberra. It's not too hot and it's not too cold. It's perfect weather for riding today. So I'm up at the Arboretum at the moment, but I think I'm gonna head over to the Botanical Gardens and maybe Black Mountain Tower, take some photos, have some fun, and go from there. So yeah, let's go and explore. So my first vlog for the year didn't really get off to a great start. Audio issues, and I'm gonna have that here too. But at the same time, I think I now know what I need to do. The microphone isn't like perfect, especially when you just get like blasted by wind like I am today. So that's a bit of a downside. Outside of that, it's just a matter of cleaning up the audio. It just means there's a little bit more of an editing process and I'm being lazy. But yeah, so basically I think I just need to be a little bit more proactive with the video editing. Also, we had some really shitty like weather over the past past week and a bit, so I just did not want to touch the outside world with a 10-foot pole while it was like nearly 40 degrees. So I didn't get to make like a vlog in like the second and a half week, I guess. So here we are today making a vlog. Don't really have too much of a plan. I want to go and take some photos because I haven't been doing any photography since the last job I did. I don't know if anyone gets into that sort of habit where they, like, if they work in a profession where they work with computers, they don't want to touch a bloody desktop for like afterwards. And I don't know, I love photography, but I do get to the point where I just don't want to touch anything photography related for months after I've done a job. So, but I guess today I'm just more inclined to do it than other days. It's a good weather. Doesn't seem like it's going to be le shit, as they say. So we'll sort of go and do that. I may go and have a spontaneous movie for the midday. And I went to see Avatar last night, and like I really love the special effects, and I love like the CGI. It is incredible, and in 3D it's really improved since the first one. But like the plot was so fucking lazy. It was basically like, slap the sky people with the fucking water people, and like, there you go, you have Avatar free, nailed it. And I'm like, could you not have done something a little bit more original this time around? I was really hoping for something just a little bit more original with like the Ashlanders or whatever the fuck they are. Like, you could have gone I left the movie feeling like that was to be expected. I was like, oh yeah, pretty graphics, but would I have rather like sat through 3 hours of pretty graphics or had a story that actually made me think a little bit? My friend's like, I preferred that over Rental movie, and I'm like, I meant Rental Family, and I'm like, sure, you do you, mate. But I personally find the Rental Family a much better movie. I think that's just where our tastes sort of differ. I like well-written movies, and I won't say it's like the most impressive movie, The Rental Family, but like its plot was rich and it had laughs, it had thought-provoking parts in it, and it was just a good movie. But Avatar was like, when's it going to get to something that I haven't seen like twice and a half? Technically, I was playing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, the game that came out, and I'm like, now I've seen the movie technically 3 or 4 times. The plot in all 4 of those is almost exactly the same to some extent. I will give it, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora actually has a more original plot than the last 3 Avatar movies at this point. Like, without being, super original, which is just freaking crazy. So, yeah. It's just insane. But enough of me bitching about a movie that people were already saying wasn't good. I don't know. I was still expecting more. James Cameron is a good director. I probably couldn't direct nearly half as good as he does. And I will say there was moments in it which was interesting. I don't know why people were criticizing the actor that portrays Spider. I feel like he did a relatively okay job. I don't think he's really acted in any other movies other than the Avatar movies, and if he has, correct me. He probably has. I just don't pay much attention to them. I swear to God, Sam Worthington hasn't really acted in anything other than Avatar. He probably doesn't need to. James Cameron pays him enough, but at the same time, but yeah, no, all I seen going into that movie was it was unoriginal, and Spider's actor was shit. But I don't know. I felt like Spider as a character was relatively okay. The Deus Ex Machina bullshit of he has mushrooms growing in him basically now was a bit hilarious as a way to explain the whole he can now breathe the atmosphere sort of thing. And he's now sort of hybrid Na'vi. But yeah, seriously, that movie could have been so much better. I don't know. I really just want good movies, and you just don't get enough of them these days. Or I lie, you get a lot of good movies, the Hollywood blockbusters are like whether it's Marvel and stuff, they all fall short. I feel like and I think that's mainly because you got executives going, appeal to the masses, appeal to the simple-minded fools. They can't understand a complex plot. So yeah. Anyway, enough about the ranting about movies here, because I'd much rather be a little bit more positive. It is a fantastic day today. We're just heading up to Black Mountain because I figured it's before the Botanical Gardens. And yeah, I'm probably not going to stick around here long. There's like fuck all to do up here, really. I just felt like coming up here. And then, yeah, it's really kind of crazy. Like, these last couple of days have been really hot, so I've had to play catch up on a lot of like stuff that I didn't get done through those hot days. But here we are. I've done quite a few things. Oh, skateboard. But yeah, I've oh god, indigestion. I haven't really eaten anything this morning. Sort of just got up really abruptly, went to do this appointment that I needed to do, and decided time to head out. I was gonna like hand in a resume to someone, but they weren't on working. I'll pop in this afternoon and see if they're on late shift. Hopefully, yeah, we'll see what happens then. But I don't know. Kind of blows me away that there was bus stops up to Black Mountain. I mean, we used to have a really kick-ass restaurant here. Like, it wasn't great, but like it was still a cool restaurant up in the Telstra Tower. For those that aren't like too familiar with Australia, we have like a big telco company, like telephone company, basically known as Telstra. They sort of had this tower called Telstra Tower. It basically served as our reception satellite, sort of like just mobile phone reception for years until we moved on to better connections. And they turned it into a restaurant for a bit, but then that went a bit out of date, and it's sort of just now sitting here turning into a bit of a urban ruin. Hasn't been used for like a couple years now, and it's a little bit of a shame because it is an iconic part of Canberra. When you enter Canberra, one of the first things that you're going to see up on Black Mountain is Black Mountain Tower. Or Telstra Tower, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, unfortunately, it's sort of just turned into a bit of a forgotten relic of the city. I feel like Canberra's constant gentrification and just like its urban development, it's forgetting a lot of what makes Canberra Canberra. And like there's two things that you got to know about Canberra. It was designed to be the bush capital, so we aren't allowed to have super high rise like buildings. Like I think the highest that you can get is maybe 20 stories high or something, maybe even less than that. I'm probably exaggerating, but like we're not allowed to have high-rise buildings. Not like Sydney or any of those cities. We gotta have them low. There needs to be a certain, well, I think they've sort of changed it here, but there used to need to be like a certain level of like bushland between each area. but that's changed a bit too over the years, where they're clearing out more and more bushland and nature reserves for households. And that's also because we're sort of like a landlocked city. Like, Canberra as a territory is surrounded by New South Wales. So, like, when we run out of land, we have to buy that land. To my understanding, we have to buy that land from New South Wales, and that creates a few issues in its own right. And yeah, I'm gonna sneeze now. Maybe not. God, I hate that when you feel like you're gonna sneeze, you get ready, and then you don't. Anyway, back what I was saying, because we have like these weird rules that we can't have high-rise apartments or anything, we gotta buy land from New South Wales every now and then, and we also have a certain expectation to have like bushland like this, like Black Mountain and stuff like that. You sort of, and by all rights, that I think that's why Canberra's perfect for me, because one, it still sort of scratches that country vibe with still being connected. Like, I come from a country town which has sort of become much bigger than it should be these days, but like, you feel so disconnected down there. If you don't have like transportation or anything, you are gonna feel very disconnected to like everything. And I think that's one of the issues with country towns in general, is like you do feel pretty disconnected. I will be honest, I don't like that feeling. I like having the amenities of a city. I just don't like cities. So I feel like Canberra is the perfect sort of like city for me. It's big enough. It's got all the things that you want from a city, but it's also like not so disconnected that, yeah. And it has at least a little bit of a country feel to it. And I think that's why I like this city. Other people might just complain that it's boring. And it is a boring city. It's got all of what makes a country boring. I get like a country city boring. But yeah. It's not too bad. I personally think there's worse cities that you could live in. Man, like a couple years ago, I went to see one of my favourite bands in Sydney for their first tour to Australia. And I remember we spent about a week there, me and my friend, like childhood friend basically. We spent about a week in Sydney. And by the end of it, we were just so burnt out and like just went, nah, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. Like, Sydney's cool, and I will be honest, I love like some of the stuff in Sydney, but oh my god, super just too much. It's like 10 degrees hotter in the CBD in Sydney than it should be. And it's like, on a summer's day, I swear that all that like stuffy heat just gets stuck in there. So, yeah. Me and my friend were so happy just to get out of the city when we left. But like the trip was good. I haven't exactly been to Sydney too many times since, and I think that's partly because, like I said, I just don't like big cities too much. I really like sort of some of the cool things you can do, but I don't know. I just I'm not much of a I don't like being surrounded by a lot of people, and I think the more you surround yourself with unknown things and people, the more likelihood that you're going to end up in something like just some sort of thing, an accident, or just, I don't know. People can't be trusted. People are fucking psychotic. Yeah. So it's, yeah, I find myself these days more looking for quiet things to do anyway. And here we are, the Botanical Gardens. So this is probably where I'll end the vlog. I might attach some photos I take at the Botanical Gardens while I'm here. If I take any good ones, sometimes I strike out here. But yeah, it looks like it's a really busy day at the Botanical Gardens. Crazy. Yeah. Might not even find parking. Oh no, there we go. Whoop. They're going the wrong way. Swear to God, drivers, they don't read the fucking, roads, do they? Reserved parking. Is there any motorcycle parking? I don't know. But I'd much rather just take up some motorcycle parking, if there is any. Maybe I should take up the pushback parking. That looks like keep looking just for a little bit. If not, that's where I'm parking, up where the push bikes go. Oh no, right there, motorcycle parking. And there's a scooter, brother. Maxim. Yeah, pretty clean looking. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off. If you find yourself sort of liking these vlogs, I'll upload the first one as well to YouTube with this one, because the first one I just put on TikTok. But if you are liking these, subscribe, and hopefully I'll get better at making these. Yeah. I know I'm asking people to put faith in my crap work, but I'd much rather improve going forward. Anyway, this is me signing out, the salty Canberra photographer. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care. Oh.